Vlog number 24. This is the day after Thanksgiving. This is recorded about a week early. So this is the 18th of November. And even though I've recorded these, sometimes I forget. It's 6:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I am doing these vlog for the day after Thanksgiving. And it's 26 days until Christmas. Yes, I've checked. And I guess some things that pretty much I kind of hit on already this week in terms of this time of the season, it can be really difficult. There's lots of things that are going on, lots of festivities, and although we're trying to find reasons to be thankful on our Thanksgiving, it really kind of helps to springboard into what is happening now next. Well, from this date, what would be the 29th, 26 days until Christmas. And for the most part, shopping, obviously, lots of stores are open longer this time of season. It's a great place and great time to make some money if places are hiring, as they usually are at this time of year. But I would say that the thing that kind of seems to get a little bit crazy is that everything kind of slows down a little bit because, for one reason or another, I think most people are kind of slowly getting ready for their winter. Some people call it a winter break or Christmas vacation. Many different places celebrate this type of season for one reason or another, which is great. But it can definitely be tough because no matter who you are, where you are, depending on your circumstances and that kind of thing, you have a lot of influence around that lets you know that, guess what? Some restrictions may apply. I've been actually wanting to do a vlog or a video about that because for me growing up, that's always been one of those things that's always haunted me and hit me pretty hard. Is that no matter how promising something seems, no matter how encouraging something seemed, there always was this caveat, this, if I'm using that word correctly, this exception to the rule that I always seem to kind of fall into. And growing up poor, not having I may have family, but not really close for a variety of different reasons. I think I've dealt with a lot of dysfunction, like many other people do around this time of year and that kind of thing. And there's many different reasons for that. I'm not vlogging about that. Like I said, I'm not here for social commentary or to give advice or tell people what to think, but it's definitely an observation that I make is that this is a tough time of year to do things because it's supposed to be about a celebration of life and love and sometimes some traditions, depending on who you are as well. It's also a reminder that, like I said, some exceptions will apply or do apply. Hopefully I'm wording that correctly. But I'm always one of those people that feels like I'm that exception. I mean, I never have that Waltons type of, and some people might listen to this and go, who the hell are the Waltons? Or the Brady Bunch, or, the picturesque family gathering that is often celebrated on TV as though lots of people are fortunate enough to have. And that's not a complaint. It's just that, with the advertising and the marketing that I've mentioned a few times, and the manipulation that is there to try to sell and get you to buy things, which is, part of what we do. The other end of that is it's also, again, a reminder of just how much some people really are that exception besides myself. And so on this Friday, when this is released, that's 26 days before Christmas. That's the type of thing that I go into. I mean, the memories that I have about growing up, I would say that some of the best memories were indeed this time of year, because I would say the thing that was the most valuable to me wasn't necessarily the gifts or the presents or anything like that, which usually get a lot of fanfare and whatnot, but it was the family, the people, the time that you were in, and where I was in terms of being younger, as Vsauce pointed out. Obviously, I was younger back then, but it felt different, and for many people, maybe it isn't really all that different, but then maybe it is too. I mean, sometimes two things can happen at the same time, and they're not related, and sometimes they're just equally as important or unimportant, at least in my experience. It's gonna be 26 days till Christmas, and this year, like many others, it'll be interesting to see how far and where we land in the next 26 days. I know for me, myself, I'm looking forward to trying to get a little bit healthier. I'd honestly would like to make my way into the new year and start some trends and some habits that will actually lead to at least improving the quality of my life and health, and maybe my life overall. I think, if anything, after the Thanksgiving and the Christmas, or during the Christmas, what to give others, what others might give you, I think it's also important to understand what you may give or get from yourself. And, I guess for me, I do a lot of soul searching all the time because of my depression and anxiety, and the fact that I have ADHD, and I'm very much an introvert and very much in my own head most of the time. But, like everyone else, I have things that I definitely feel I want to have done and get done. And during this season, I think my focus is mostly going to be on trying to do what I can to improve my life in terms of overall health. That includes my mom and my my life situation, and hopefully that that improves along with the improvements I see for and with other people. It's really just me and my mother, so for the most part, that's what I'm contending with. But we are poor. We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of things or whatever. But what I I try to be reflective of is what I do have and where I'm at, because, a lot of people just aren't as fortunate as others, and some people aren't nearly as misfortunate as others. You kind of got to take it both ways, and that's what I do. So I'm not trying to, like I said, make social commentary. That's more or less me talking to myself and expressing myself, and maybe using the verbiage that might get confused by why I say what I say. But yeah, that is my goal. That is my experience. And that's what I am sharing on this 24th vlog, 26 days before Christmas. And this is a Friday vlog. So, yeah, I mean, I would say these are probably going to be going forward, and as I've said in the past, probably the longer vlogs. But I would say that the thing that I emphasize the most is maybe, like I said, the exceptions will apply. The ones that slip through the cracks, the ones that don't oftentimes get noticed, and a lot of things that don't get noticed. I think that's going to be important going in this 26 days until Christmas. Slowing things down. That's one of the things I started off the vlogs this week with, talking about the things and the settings and what calms me as an introvert, something that brings me a little bit of peace in terms of where I might be at and when. And so with this time of the season, I spend that time reflecting and looking at who I am, where I've come, what I'm doing, and what it is that I want, and what it is I want that I should have versus what I want. And maybe I have to see how those things will work out. Hopefully I'm not alone in that feeling, in that questioning, and that thought process. If you are, in that same position, I'd like to hear your experience, your thoughts. You're growing up. Where are you right now in terms of your life and, what's going to be happening this year, 2024? I mean, some people some people are just babies. There are a lot of people that less than 24 years ago were born, and it's like, for me, being in my 40s and a Gen Xer, some of the time seems like, it's gone by much faster than I thought, and it still kind of seems that way at the older age that I am at now. But it's an interesting time, and I guess also what I'm looking forward to in terms of entertainment. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think I'm going to have to hold that over until my next vlog or do a video voiceover. And so that's pretty much going to do it for this vlog number 24. So until my next vlog, take care.